In so many parts of life, we just kick the can down the road. And this is a community and a group of faith-based organizations and volunteers that refuse to do that. Some of the services that beds provide are the emergency overnight shelters, which it seems typically every night there's 2 to 3 dozen people, men, women, and children, that need this emergency overnight shelter assistance.
These people at beds, they help you an awful lot. They go the extra mile to help you out with your problems.
Beds has a lot of programs. They're doing a lot with prevention, identifying people in the community that have the potential to become homeless in the near future.
I was unaware really in the beginning of how much, in terms of services, Beds Plus provides. All of the counseling and caseworker services, health services, beyond what was, quote, more visible with the overnight homeless shelters.
They got me into the things that I needed, advice on SSI and Link Card and trips to the hospital. They assisted me in every way, which was really great.
I meet with a lot of people who are not our shelter clients. So these are people who come to us because they got behind in rent or they have a 5-day eviction notice. Some of them have already been evicted or they lost their place for whatever reason, and they're living with family members or friends, just doing what they can.
I was looking for somewhere to move, and with my income, it was hard to find someone that would accept me. I didn't know where I was gonna go. And then the time started winding down and I still hadn't found anything. So I ended up doing a lot of crying and praying, but they came through and everything turned out okay.
You just never know the twists and turns that life is going to throw in your direction. And how would you respond if you lost everything?
I never imagined that I would ever get into a spot like that. I thought that I would be okay.
They're not any different than the people that I've met throughout my life. Some of them might have longer histories of really difficult and complex situations that evolved out of where they were born and where they grew up. Some of them, tragic things happened and they kind of went without the kind of counseling that other people might have gotten to get them through that point. So that really I see them as just the same as everybody else, They just happen to come to us and start talking to us about what's going on, and we see if we can help.
When I was crying and it was getting, and he was like, don't worry about it, we ain't gonna let you fall through the cracks, we're gonna help you, And that made me feel better that somebody out there was gonna help me and wasn't gonna let me fall.
If you actually sit and talk to most of these people, they're very kind and nice, and a lot of them are very lovable, like Ed. I just think that it's not knowing who they are.
I think that people tend to misjudge us.
You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. You don't know who you're going to have to turn to. So as a community, I think we all ought to help each other.
It certainly could happen to anybody when they run out of resources like I did. These people at Beds give that assistance, which I think is a very necessary part of society.
It reminds us that we can do this, that when something happens in your life, there are services available, one, to help you, but also the hope that there's, a better day ahead.
This is an amazing network of individuals rallying around a mission to help others in their community. And I think once you understand that story, and you're in a shelter and actually see the services we provide and the reaction of the clients that receive those services, it opens your heart and your eyes to how much you can really do to help.
Each human is so special. We just can't throw them away. We can't neglect them. We have to help them. Simple as that for me.